Hi, Marta.
Hi, Elsa. How are you, Elsa?
I'm fine. A little tired for the homework. And you?
Equality, I good study by homework. Stressed, very stressed, and good talking about another thing. I will in an activity. I first I will read my history and they will tell me how are you to think uh, will and will and end.
Okay. I listen, Marta.
Orfeo it was a musician and the poet and the good Apollo and had the time him to play in Reyes. And the so played it beautifully. He had the fantastic voice too, and whenever, and he sang and played. All the animals in the forest stopped and they listening and played and they were capital by his musical on the day Orpheus met Eurydice, and they fell in love for a while. They lived very happy. Um, Together, them on day when the she walking in the forest, Eurydice and Stephen and the personals. Snake it bait and the she did and the so Hades in the king of the dead. It beat and the she dead and the him down and the underworld to Eurydice with him down into underworld. Orfeo was so unhappy that he went down into underworld and the finally found Hades and him to the play sing or so Orpheus did and Hades was so moved and by Orpheus music that he says or this is could go with him back to the world living. She could follow Orpheus uh, and the aunt of the underworld, but was on the Elsa, how are you think about the history ended?
I think the conditions of Hades was that Orpheus will sing to him and play every night. That the could recover Eurydice. If one day Orpheus didn't sing Hades, Eurydice will return to the underworld. Unfortunately, one day Eurydice he fell asleep and he forgot to sing to Hades. The next morning, Eurydice was gone. He had she had returned to the underworld. This is my opinion.
Know how, no, I will read you the true ending. And but there was in the condition Orpheus must never look back to check if Eurydice was following him. And if he did that, she will disappear forever. And so Orpheus tried to the climb up the and out of the on the world and Eurydice um, and follow him who the Jews as the day were getting near to the top of Eurydice couldn't stand anymore. He had to check Eurydice has still behind him. So he turned around and they looked and the Eurydice disappeared forever. Wow, Elsa, it's very interesting. And the first, I was something similar to the real, and one day almost guess it. Congratulations, Elsa.
Thank you, Marta. Now I will read my story. One moment. Mm, it's about Narcissus and Echo. Narcissus was very good looking and he knew it. A lovely young woman fell madly in love with him, but he really wasn't interested. He enjoyed all the attention, but he really didn't care about anybody else. Nobody else was good enough for him. The only person Narcissus was in love with was Narcissus. One of the young women who loved Narcissus was Echo. Echo had once punished by Juno, the queen of the gods. Juno had taken away Echo's voice, so she couldn't speak. She could only repeat what other people said. One day, Echo tried to communicate to Narcissus how much she loved him, and he was absolutely horrible to her. The gods finally decided they had had enough of Narcissus' attitude and his terrible behavior, so they decided to punish him. When Narcissus lay down by a pool of water to sleep that night, the gods put a curse on him. When he woke up the next morning, he would fall in love forever with the very first thing he saw the next morning. Marta, how do you think
Um,
the history is over?
and I think and the next morning she wake up and there first I think and she was and the thought so the good to the awake her voice and the truth in the hear into horrible and the thought when they saw the she called speak so the she tongue she'll be like that forever.
Mm, what really happened is that the next morning, when Narcissus woke up, it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining and the birds were singing. Life was wonderful. Narcissus walked to the edge of the pool, leaned over, and looked into the water. Oh, who was the gorgeous person looking back at him from the water? Narcissus had finally fallen in love. He had fallen in love with himself forever. Martha, your end is very different from the real, but I like it much.
It's
I
very
think
interesting.
I think it's over activity. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you, Marta.
Thank you, Elsa.